My name's Frank Ansell and I come from Alice Springs. And first time TEDx. But my story starts when I was born. I was born in a half-caste Aboriginal, which means that half of me is Aboriginal and half of me is European or white. So I grew up being not an Aboriginal and not a white person, but in the middle, not knowing who I was or what I was supposed to be or who I was supposed to be. So that sort of dilemma that I've caught myself in, I was looking for something to belong to. You know, because I didn't belong to white people. They had a way of pushing me out, and same with Aboriginals. Because I didn't understand the law. I was trying to understand two sides and wasn't doing very well at it. So, as normally we do, we go and put some spirit in us. Yeah? And that spirit is a bad one, that alcohol stuff. So I went through life not knowing who I was and sick of life, ready for suicide and all of that. It's a progression. Jails were a normal part. And then I went back home and I went to Catherine first, and a judge said to me, for the 5th time drunken driving, you know, there was something wrong with mine. Why do I have to drive drunk? No, it's not about driving, it's about being drunk. You can do anything. That spirit will take you anywhere, do anything with your life. So my path led me to court again, and the judge said, you've got a problem. Go with these 2 gentlemen. You've got 1 month out in a rehabilitation centre, or you've got 18 months jail. Now, I thought I was too smart for that. I'll take the 1 month, thanks. Yeah, and what happened was, in that month of sobriety, something happened. I don't know. In Alcoholics Anonymous, we were forced to go to meetings. We participated for the cup of tea and biscuits after. So, yeah. But they said somewhere in the program that you need a spiritual awakening to be able to combat the spirit in the bottle. And somewhere along the road, it happened to me. And I thought, wow, this is good. I can think clearly. I can do things. I can plan. You know, and my life started to get better. So they employed me at the rehab centre and sent me to Brisbane here at Byalla in Roma Street. And I did my counsellor training there. And then when I went back, I still had life problems, but I didn't have alcohol life problems. That spirit wasn't affecting me inside. So I was able to carry on that work. But I wanted to heal the world because I wanted to tell them this message about that alcohol. Don't use it. Don't put it inside of you. It's a spirit. And at a point where you're not prepared for it, it will take you for a ride. And those places are dangerous and you don't want to go there. So after all this, I worked in the field and then I went to mental health. That drove me crazy. And all the doctors and all of them said, we've got some nice drugs for you and we've got some nice places we can lock you up, you know, make you feel safe and all that. But old man was there, my uncle, and he said, give him to me. You know, they were talking about me and I was just out of my head, going crazy. He said, give him to me for a couple of weeks. If I can't do nothing, well, I'll give him back to you. And he proceeded to take me out bush and he sang this little song for me. And it was like someone had lifted all the crap off me in about 10 minutes. And I said, hey, I got to learn this. He said, everyone needs to learn this. They need to get in touch with their spirit. Because growing up, we don't even think about spirit. Somebody mentioned it, oh yeah, I'm very spiritual. I go to church every week. Or things similar to that, trying to get in touch with that spiritual thing. Well, old man said to me, I got to teach you this. So he proceeded to teach me. And learning about spirit is a scary thing for Aboriginal people we're scared of most things and most of the time, especially nighttime and these freaky little things that happen. Spirits come in and we can see them and we say, oh, shit, what's happened to me? Am I still that crazy person? But after a while, you become comfortable. Your mind gets around things. You know, if something happens to you, you say, well, it was feeling bad at that time, but once I thought about it and analysed it, and I feel good about it. So when old man started teaching me, he taught me some of the major songs that come from, well, people say 40,000 years, and then they say 60,000, and then we don't know how old we are, but we just say we've been here forever. Okay? Because someone has to be here, and some of our dreaming stories even got the pterodactyl in it, left-hand boomerang thrower. So we've been around that time, and these stories are passed down through the ages. And I was lucky enough, or unlucky enough, to be able to learn this stuff, because sometimes it gets freaky and scary, you know? So what I did was go and live with my uncle for 12 months, and it was a 12 months intensive course in healing yourself first. I was out there healing everybody after I'd been through rehab, and they weren't listening to me. And I said, oh, well, why am I doing this? So I got frustrated and angry and all those emotions that come in. And then old man taught me how to make medicines that heal people. Now, I was given out tablets and given injections, and they were maintaining those people's illness. You know, I had a client for 12 months where old man, in 10 minutes, healed my craziness. So I said, there's something in this. So I proceeded to learn it. And ups and downs, as usual, you know. I couldn't understand it at first. This clock's not on. But, yeah, he taught me the bush medicines and the trees that grow around Alice Springs. I said, look, how can this medicine be used for everybody, you know? He said, well, in the old days, we used to make it out of animal fat, you know, guana fats and emu oils. And he said, but after a while, you start smelling like them, dead animal. So he said, let's use olive oil and beeswax. Olive oil has its own healing qualities, and same as the beeswax. You know, it's been talked about, studied, analysed. And then he said, we put this one in. And this one here is called Arrernte. Arrernte is a kangaroo lying under a bush, because it's nice, shady, and it grows in watercourses, nice and cool. But the tree is also called Arrernte, kangaroo lying under the bush. And we boil that up. Any aches or pain, this one will take it off. Even mend a broken heart, this one. So, yeah, that's Arrernte. Any ache or pain, headache, backache, heartache, it'll heal it. This one here is called a para. A para is the river red gum. And the river red gum around Alice, where there's not many trees, only shrubs in there, the major tree that grows is the river red gum. And he is powerful in all sorts of ways, especially that spirit. And this one here can take anything breathing, anything on your lungs or anything like that, emphysema, cancers, swine flu. I had to test it on that. Yeah, and it worked. So, yeah. And a lot of this stuff is like being analysed now, and they take it away from being a healing medicine to a maintaining medicine. So you still have the illness, but you still have to buy this. But we don't do it like that. Within 10 minutes, you will feel the change like that. This one, Arrernte. Arrernte is a small bush that grows, when we were discussing it, I said, what grows commonly everywhere and that can be used? that you don't have to climb up a mountain and grab a little flower or something. I said, no. Something that we can drive along, see it on the road and pick it. So that's what we use. It's the common plants. And this one here is for skin problems. Eczema, rashes, blisters, boils. We use this one, arrernte. And it's just, all of these are just a gentle rub on your skin. Okay? And then we have one for the ladies. Being gentlemen, of course, we think of the ladies and women's problems. It's a women's thing. And so is pinda pinda. Pinda pinda is a small plant that grows near water. And pinda pinda, all your woman problems, you know more about it than I do. It'll do things that will take your pain away, take your stress away, depression, any of that sort of stuff, like that. But what we do with those medicines is change the vibration, change the spirit of that medicine. So it works by vibration, by spirit. There's all different names we use for spirit, all sorts of different names we use for healing, all different names. I'm called a nungkari in my tribe, Arrernte mob. So there's shamans and there's faith healers and all sorts of names which deal in vibration and understanding of spirit. So spirit, when I first learned what spirit was, when I first learned about spirit, I thought it was something floating around. Of course, people say, oh, spirit there, spirit there. But spirit is in everything. We are made of water. If there's no water, there's no us. There's no animals. There's no birds. There's no nothing. Trees and everything. So when you have a drink of water, you have a look at it. Whether you want to bath in it, waste it, because we don't bath in the early days, old men mob. That's why we smell. There's spirit in that water. You can't waste him. It's for inside you. See? It'll keep you alive. People look for that fountain of youth. Have a drink of water, mate. Don't worry about the fountain of youth. So, when we damage water, we're damaging ourselves. And we are connected. What we call water is rainbow serpent. And rainbow serpent is in everywhere, in everything, in us. And we call him apmuakole. Okay? Rainbow snake. You might have got that word serpent, but apmua is a snake. And the kole is the rainbow, badlara. Okay? So we use that power for healing. Water power, of course. We're made of water. A little bit of oil. Medicine come from water. A little bit of oil. But the vibrations we make, you heard this song this morning. You're making a vibration. You feel a vibration. And we can change vibrations. If you change a vibration in an illness, because all illnesses have a vibration, but not a very good one. And he can make you sick. He can break your bones. He can send you crazy. So what we do is give you a good spirit. And it creates a vibration, those songs, for whatever you want to do. Okay? And it's like magic. And just by me making a vibration, you will feel it. Okay? I'm going to give you a chance to feel your spirit. If you haven't felt it before, those who have will understand what I'm talking about. And it's just a nice, gentle vibration. See, I got it in your heads already without me doing it. Hey? But you feel it, eh? How's that? Hey? Yeah, And when I was talking to old man about this vibration, he said, look, I can go to MCG, my team is Carlton. If they're playing Collingwood, you watch Carlton win. I said, yeah, right. But he's proved a lot of things to me. And a lot of stuff that's happened in my journey has changed the way I think about me, think about spirit, think about my fellow men. And people come up and say, how come you, after we did all this stuff to your Aboriginal mob, how come you are healing us or giving us this information? I said, well, if we want to change our situation, we've got to change your situation. And if you go through life stumbling, having problems and that, there is something wrong. If there's something wrong with your spirit, you may have another spirit on you. If something has happened in that area where you live, you will feel that. I travel Australia taking bad spirits off country because of the bad things that have happened there. And trauma created in the spirit will stay there. So what my job is to take the trauma off the spirit of the land. Those trees, that land creates and holds vibrations. You can change it if you want to. We got special techniques, of course, secret ones. And yeah, I get invited all over the place to change the vibration of the country, change the vibration of people like that. And that's the job I do. I like my job because it takes me back to country all the time. I do retreats in my country. And the spirit of that country has changed because of the healing that I do in there. It's changed from that traumatic feeling, you know. Bad things happen in my country. And when you change the vibration, those spirits are happy. So you say, go on to your next life now. Don't hang around here, floating around, getting in trouble, making us trouble. So that's what we do. We move them on. So old man said when he was explaining to me about the spirit, he said, we're connected through the soul, spirit, mind, and then the body comes along for the ride. Okay? The body is not important. It takes on the feelings of the spirit and the soul. We carry our ancestors. Bits and pieces of our ancestors' soul is still with us. When a baby is born, we put them in smoke. So it cleanses all the previous lives, all our previous family lives, which we pass down through, as they say, genetics or whatever, but through the spirit as well. Okay? So to change that, there's all different songs. And when we work on spirit, there's a certain song we do that cleanses that spirit. We also cleanse the soul. Your soul carrying all the crap, you'll feel lighter after a while. Yeah, all of it comes off you. Previous things that were happening in the past comes off. Week with me out in the scrub and you feel like a new person. All the aches and pains gone. But all this has been around us for thousands of years, but nobody is telling us. So we get into trouble. And advertisers of alcohol, all right? They're right there. They want you to have that spirit in you because it is addictive. But there's other things as well. So I like to thank you for having me here. It's only a short talk, but thank you very much. And I appreciate being here. And I also, walking along the river, I still acknowledge Rainbow Serpent because he's everywhere. He's all over the world. He's in everybody, every country. So it's not only our spirit, it's human spirit, Rainbow Serpent. Okay? Thank you very much.